Kristen is going to be one of our keynote speakers at the Orlando conference at the end of July, which we hope and pray all of you are going to register for. You just need to do the coaching site and you go and you register now and bring your teams. You will not be disappointed. Kristen, talk to us about video, what your strategy is, and then we'll talk about exactly what you're going to be teaching in Orlando.
Okay, so basically, I've been doing video for a couple years and doing more so YouTube. Okay, so I'd post one thing on YouTube every week. I really didn't have a strategy. So I'd post, of course, I'd post houses that most people don't care about on YouTube and things like that. But did I get some leads? Yes. Did I get the results I wanted? No, but I really didn't do it consistently well enough. I didn't have a strategy. And now that it's harder to get people on the phone, it's harder to communicate, with people, and marketing is harder, right? So what does video do? It really takes care of and helps a lot of those different areas, right? So now that we're focused on what the content is, how long the videos are, where we're posting them, what we're utilizing the videos for. Like we have 30 different places more actually that you can utilize these videos. And the biggest thing is we're getting the results.
So the videos that you do are really the tie-in to get the seller to call you and say, come and get me, right? It's the necessary step, right? How many of you would agree with that? Right? Sure, we can keep calling them and trying to reach them. And we're not saying don't call people, but what Kristen's doing is she is a content creating machine. How many of you, and by the way, if you've watched any of Kristen's videos, even for a few seconds, you are now in the Kristen Stampini vortex. Okay, just like go to her Facebook page, see her, go to her Instagram. And once you start to watch it, if you want to know what Kristen's doing, believe me, you're going to see it. You're going to see it in your news feed. You're going to see it in Instagram. You're going to see it over and over and over again. Kristen, this is a winning strategy. It's been really big for you. And you and I were talking yesterday, like, why don't all of the Craig Proctor members, why don't they go all in on video? And you said, well, one thing, because Kristen's a coach, she talks to our members all the time. She says, one thing, our members think it's harder than it really is. So talk about how it's not really that hard at all.
Okay. So this is something I learned. I used to dread making videos. I would literally do them every 6 weeks. I'd have a teleprompter. You guys have, some of you guys have heard me talk about it. And I would literally dread creating videos. Now I actually enjoy it. Because number one, I'm seeing results, obviously, but the big thing is it doesn't take me very long. So this is how you got to look at it differently. How long does it take for me to create? Now, this is a rainmaker activity. I used to have an assistant or a virtual assistant kind of create content and stuff, which is not, and Craig, you and I talked about that yesterday. This is a rainmaker activity to create the content and record the video, right? Now, how long does it take? It takes literally now per video, 10 to 15 minutes.
That's it. So how much time a week would you put aside for creating content?
So if I like to create a lot of videos right now because I'm building a huge library and everything.
Yeah, but you kind of binge do it, right? Like you don't do a couple, you set like a couple hours aside.
Once a week.
Yeah, once a week, and you just hammer them out. Now, I like what you said about your husband, Mark, right? Because Kristen's like, yeah, Mark will just sit down and he'll, boom, one take, zoom, bum, and done, right? And it's good too.
Yeah, so he just wings it. He doesn't have any, he kind of knows the content that he wants to do, but he doesn't do any bullet points or he doesn't do anything like that, right? All he does is just say it. And his do very well, which is very interesting because they're
we looked at one yesterday, right? And like a pro or a critic might say, well, you know what? He was just in a t-shirt. The video wasn't that good. The audio wasn't that good, but the results were great. And maybe that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe, and the reason I'm mentioning this, a lot of you think like you're going for perfection.
Yeah.
Right. Like, Kristen, you and I would probably more like, okay, we got to do it right. But Mark's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do one take.
Just do it.
Yeah. Mark writes down on like a sticky note 4 talking points, right? Or I don't even know if he does that.
He does it. All he does is he knows that he's what the hook is going to be. Right. So what is the hook that's going to get people to watch his video? And that's all he has. And then he actually doesn't write anything down. He knows 4 or 5 videos that he's going to do that day. It's taken him 5 minutes to figure it out. And then he just records it. That's it. That's how he does his.
Okay. So doing the video part is, one obstacle for some of our members because, they're weirded out by, I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way I sound. And, you and I have talked about this, Christian. It's like, well, that's how you look, right? Like when you go out to see a buyer or seller, the only difference is you're seeing how you look now, like everyone else has been seeing it. So you got to get over that.
What Mark, I find, Craig, is from talking to everybody now, I'd say 80% of your members see the value and know how important it is to do video. So they do, they really do. They see it and they know it's important. They just need to make it simple. That is what I feel from talking to people. A lot of people now is they need to make this not an ordeal. It needs to be like them taking one of your marketing pieces and doing it. That's what this is. It's really not, marketing is a rainmaker activity, right?
So it's getting comfortable with doing the video. Someone's typed into comments, what about the editing? We're going to talk about that in a minute. And another thing I want to bring up is you and I were talking about the fact that coaching members are asking, well, where do I get the content? And you're like, are you kidding me? Have you been to the ad generator? We have dozens and dozens, like you literally just, like that's all you did. You showed me a bunch of your videos. You had 27 tips, home inspection, buyer mistakes, seller mistakes.
10 questions, how to do without how to sell your home without an agent. Everything. I mean, if you look, we are doing videos on number 1. Mark said, if we actually did 2 or 3 hooks per Craig's content, but we can only do maybe 2 or 3 bullet points. So it would be multiple different videos. Like for example, 10 questions to ask your agent. You can do a video on each of those questions because the videos, the key thing is, Craig, the videos are only 30 seconds or less.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kristen said to me yesterday, Craig, when you do these Facebook Lives, when you're done, just do a 30-second with your phone vertical and like we can take that and we can repurpose it. And now in some of your videos, like you said, there is no call to action. It's just getting people to know who you are, see you as the expert.
You're going to see the insider tips of how easy this is.
So we will see you at the Craig Proctor Mega Systems for the Market Shift Conference, exclusively for you and your team members, July 28th, 29th, and 30th in Orlando, Florida. Let's go serve big.